Okay, so let's talk about this little Fuzz we have here. Well, we're getting a lot of interference because it's out in the open, so let me do this and see if we can turn it down. So what we have here is a breadboard, bus box. So it's basically a base bus and then another one. And I've done a lot of modification on this, and this is the polarity on this one is reversed, so it's center positive, and that's because I have these old transistors, the mainly ones I bought like 10 years ago, and I have a few of them, and I wanted to use and see if I can do something cool with them. So I just thought like, hey, I'll take the base bus and see what I can do with it. And yeah, here it is. And then I have a big tone stack. And this is a nice addition when you're, I think, building pedals. So it's a passive thing. And you don't have to power it up. And you can just hook it up to any basic circuit you have and see what these do. Or then if you make something, you can add that to any build you have, especially if it doesn't have a tone control, you can just do that. I'll try and put a link in the description. We'll see in a moment what that does. And then let's talk about the modification. So it's essentially a bus box. I'll put the link down in the description also. And it's a really good simple circuit you can breadboard with. And then, try your hands and modify them. And what I've done is, I have this little switch here that, as we can see, has a few capacitors in there. And then what we have also is this little four-way switch, which has resistors. And then this is another modification, and this controls the amount of fuzz. And then there's a little mistake I did, which actually gives this the sound that differentiates it from the bus box, I think. So, and that little mistake is there. And so volume control, that's the tone, that's the amount of fuzz, and this is kind of, it's named body on the diagram and on the circuit, but let's hear what all these do. And I'll have it on the my stock setting, so I'll start with that and we can hear how it sounds, and I'll turn these down, so the tone and the body control, and I'll also turn the fuzz down and then the volume up. And I'm using a humbucker guitar, and here's what it sounds to the JSM 800 we have on amplitube open. Humbuckers full, tone control, volume full. In the JSM, that's not fully cranked, as you can see. Preamp isn't, maxed. All right, and the volume is full. Everything else turned to 0. These are stock value. So let's hear how the changing, and what this does is actually it puts one of these caps in parallel with the one I have on stock. That is 3.3 NF, so it's quite small. So now we added one. The volume probably 2. We're at 47. That's the 3.3 I have on stock, and then adding the 22. So we can clearly hear what kind of effect this has. What it sounds like when I start turning up the body control. So let's turn this full. So it's even more in your face. Let's add the tone, so let's make it bright, and we can hear some. Lots of hiss. Turning that down, get rid of some. Oh, that's just, you know. Okay, so let's then hear what this control does. So this amounts is the amount of fuzz. Let's turn it all the way up. And now. So we got the gated, of course. That even more harsh. And with this fuzz control, you can tune it. Okay, and then let's see this little switch. So let's turn this a little. So it was on stock setting. Then let's turn one resistor. And one more, the last. And then let's turn this Fuzz control all the way on top. There we go. Let's put the smallest cap in. Let's turn the tone full. A little bit less from there. So. All right, so there we go. We'll look at a really basic, simple, fast, well, basic and simple. I think I've gone a little past that, but in the end, the basis of what I've done here is really simple. And then this is a perfect example of what you can do with something like this and how you can, start modifying. And these kind of things would be handy to have. So if you do get into breadboarding or something, make yourself these little things, switches with different values of capacitors, resistors, and whatnot. So then you can put them on there on the circuit and then you switch around and see, what sounds good, or what sounds the way you want. Or then if you want, will you want to have a switch in your actual final build because you want all the options it gives you, because it might be cool. And hey, who doesn't like switches? Everyone loves, like, more better, like, yeah, right? No, sometimes it's nice to keep it simple, but sometimes when you can fit a lot of shit into the box and have, all the sounds you ever want come out of one, why not, And that's what I kind of tried to do here. You know, I wanted all the fuzz sounds from one box basically that I ever need. So I think this one basically goes from, you know, well, you can get all the variations. And I have this video. Do all the fuzzes sound the same? Yeah, they pretty much do in the end. But this one, of course, the gated fuzz sound, that's something every fuzz pedal doesn't do. But this one does that one also. And then I think it does every basically other thing the usual fuzzes do. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe an octave down, octave up would be one addition I could make, but I think I'm not gonna go overboard with this. So that's something I have to do separately, or otherwise this super fuzz would turn into a mega fuzz or something. But yeah, so you know, this is an example what you can do. So when you know which, and when you have these, you can just tweak around and see like, hey, what if I change the value of this resistor? What if I change this? How does it sound like? Hey, what if I actually turn the variable resistor into a, you know, potentiometer or something like that? And the big muff tone stack, this is a really simple, easy thing to make, and then you can, you know, have fun with it. And when you're doing builds, and you can actually, I think I'm gonna box this up. So then, also what I can do is I can actually, when I build the pedal, I test it, hook it up to this box. I can have the tone stack last online, and then go out to my DAW from there. So then I can see like, well, how does it sound? What does the tone stack do? And what I want in the final pedal I'm making. And you can also just do the tone stack without this other control, just with the tone control. So that's nice. Yeah, so I think that wraps it up. You know, have fun. This is, I occasionally like getting into this thing, but I have to say, breadboarding bigger stuff can be kind of a pain in the ass. These can become like, it's so you know, but it's still, you know, good to test out stuff, and especially if you want to tweak something and see if you can modify it and how different transistors and all that stuff, how it reacts. Yeah, breadboarding, good fun. No, I'm off next time, something else. Yeah, oh, sorry. I was saying I have a video series about how to turn something like this into an actual pedal and do it in KiCad. So actually fabricating and ordering a circuit board, so a PCB. So that's I think a good series to watch if you want to get into that thing and actually fabricate your own boards, like this. This is a bigger one, of course, but yeah. Oh, I have a series of videos about how to get to something like this. All right, have fun.